Hey T, I want to go ahead and talk about a new feature that has been out for a little while. I would say probably about a month, but I haven't really seen a lot of talking about online or anywhere else. So we're going to talk about the buyback program, and that's going to be this nifty little feature here. Right now we're in Melee, so that means that Stan is going to be a hot commodity. You can go in, filter by characters, and then we can look at Stan. You can take all of them, the yellow banner or little badge that says 17, that's how many that are totally available. I can buy all 17 unfused, unupgraded versions for $8.50. I can bring that back, and then I can just buy one, two, however many you want. It's really simple. You just click it, buy it. It's 50 gigawatts. As long as you have that within your storage, you can do that. I'm going to be recycling this back for full transparency. But even if you are a seasoned player, if you do not have a full deck for Melee of stands and you want to go and just fill it with epics, I think that's still a good move. It's going to be buff times two. It's what I'm playing right now. Show my cards, literally. He only has 19 life. He's going to get up, obviously, 28. 38. And as much as that's not a great health, at the end of the day, if I'm able to play, one of these other cards, which I think the highest one levels out somewhere at 63, okay? So if I play Sliding Cheese at 63, good block, hopefully can take that first attack, and then I can merge him with no other card except Stand in the Epic form. I'm going to do that because ultimately I'm still going to be able to create my Bodybuilder Stand combo, which I have 3 CM on. Is not going to be the strongest version, but he will go ahead and withstand a lot more than I could have if I just threw out the PC alone. So a good strategy that you can use this for. Same thing when it comes to Clash. I don't think everyone should be, faux pas for blue cards. Go ahead and throw an epic in there, especially if you have a good PC that is going to be buffed. At the worst case scenario, you're leaving yourself an opportunity to merge your own cards to create that combo. Oh, I'm not even in it. Let's go back here, and we're going to go and recycle, and then there. Worst case scenario, you're going to be putting out a combo that could be buffed, and if it's like a little bit of a dud, so say hypothetically, this is going to be, I know that Baseball Bobby is going to be one of them that is going to be buffed in one of the clashes. Don't know off the top of my head, but it's not a life changer. It's going to be a good little wall if you have that as a quad, and it will save you stall a little bit, but it's not going to be dealing out a whole lot of damage. It might heal some sport combos that you have, but ultimately, if you just need to fill space and you have more cards that are going to be vulnerable than not, it is something that will help you climb in the ranks, because it is very hard to get past the first card at my rank. And sometimes if you can just get that one card in there to block, create your combo, and then kind of control the board after that, it's one thing you can do. On the flip side, if you find something that is really good, so for instance, Clarinet Stan, this is definitely one that I would pull back, especially if I have this in like quad. If I can go ahead and get 2 more, I would love to have him in, because I know that that's another one that comes in for Clash. Same thing with Dance of Peace. This thing I think is like 100 or plus when you combo all of them. So I think it has like over 50 by itself, and then it gets buffed and it has 100. So it's a great wall, also an awesome healer, something to consider. So hopefully this is something you're excited about. If you didn't know about it, I hope that you do now. Feel free to use it. And of course, just make sure that you are cognizant of what you're going to be spending. When it comes to, let's go back to the characters. And then I'm just going to show you off some Bob here too. Obviously, the higher up you go, the more it's going to cost. And when it comes to if you've already filled it or if you want it pre-filled, it is going to cost differently too. So whatever gigawatts you've already spent, you're going to have to pay more to get back. Something that everyone should be aware of. And for anyone who's curious, because I know I do have some purple cards in there, it is a firm policy of mine that once I have enough, that is 12 legendary cards and 1 mythic, I no longer need to keep holding on to the other ones. If I don't hit that cap, I will try to hold on to as many unfused, fused, and then just keep building up my deck from there. But generally, Stan isn't where I'm strongest. It is a character who I think is awesome and has a lot of killer combos, and I've invested in for CM. but I just don't have the legs to back it. And that's the unfortunate part. So until then, I go ahead and use epics. I actually have a few characters in epics. So I'm going to show a lot of my cards here. But if we just go into characters, Boomhauer, really behind. Brian, good amount, but just not enough. Francine, you can tell I'm a huge deficit. Leela, same thing. And then Luis, pretty much in the same boat. And same thing with Peggy. Few characters I can really go and build up on, but have not, and also just don't want to go out of my way for when I feel like a really good Swiss Army knife deck. It doesn't work for all situations, but it does work for me. And I think that all of these are valuable when we do have a melee come up or anything along those lines. And even for Clash too, sometimes there's really good Boomhauer combos that come out that if I don't have anything else on the map and Boomhauer is going to be the win, I will try to get the highest possible item cards I can with health, and then I just try to merge them with a lower power card. So that's that. Another thing I feel like I just want to talk about while we're here, I really hope that we have more out on this soon, but there is going to be release of hyper cards. I feel like that is definitely on the cusp, and there's a few reasons. One, Mulhunt, the announcement of Archer, which, by the way, Mulhunt is literally episode 1. It's the title episode of Archer. I don't watch a lot, not personally a huge fan of the show, but, for those of you who are, I wonder if you caught that, because I definitely saw it, and I was just like, wow, that was probably obvious for some people, for sure. When you look at the actual traits, though, it is going to be a hyper card. Another thing besides that, if we just go to the archive, got Tina's Distraction, and that is going to be a athletic hyper combo. Don't get a lot of hyper PCs. It's not very common, and this makes me think that they are slowly building towards more hyper. I believe that they are either going to be holding it back, depending on what they're trying to do by end of year. I think it's a lot of fiscal reasons why they would do this. So if they're really close to hitting a goal, but not quite there, or they want to finish the year really strong, I think they're going to release hyper this quarter. If they're doing really good, Archer kind of filled that bucket and they feel really happy with what they've been able to achieve, but they want to go ahead and start really strong next year, they can hold on to hyper, and then that's going to be a lot of equity they can pull out of the community and start trying to fill that new trait that they're going to release. It's long awaited. Obviously, everyone sees the Siege Island that's out there that's full of everyone's random cards. It's going to happen. We're not going to have the random deal anymore. It's just a matter of when, because everyone has been very hesitant to think it's coming, but these signs are extremely strong, and I have no reason not to think that they're going to take full advantage of something that's in front of them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope that this was informative for you, and that hopefully you were able to learn something new. I'm going to go ahead and finish research on something as well. What do we got? Is this Stan? Is the art one? Or is this... We're going to find out. We're all finding out together. It's Bender. And I think I actually have CM2 on him. Let's go here. I think I just did anger management as well. Let's do anger management 2 days. Right on. All right, AT. Well, I appreciate the time. If you've actually made it this long, thank you very much. I hope that this was enjoyable for you. I plan to release more videos in the future. Hopefully going to have a pull video where I can go ahead and kill off some of my legs and, hopefully talk a little bit more, and everyone can take a little something from it and hopefully improve their game as they go as well. Hope you all have a great day, and take care.